The Right Honorable Speaker, the distinguished colleague, my name is Akitunde Olajide, represent Lagelu State Constituency. I am the party whip of the House, PDP, proud to be one, and also I am the chairman as Committee on Local Government, Chieftaincy Matters and State Governors. I want to present a committee report. Going to go through the preamble, the challenges, way forward, and the results. Report of the Committee on Local Government, Chieftaincy Matters and State Governors that I interacted with officials of the Ministry of Local Government Service Commission and Local Government Staff Pension Board on Tuesday, 13th of September and Tuesday, 12th October 2023. 1. Preamble. Pursuant to the directive of the House at sitting of Tuesday, 22nd of August 2023, that the standing and special committees of the House took into activities of the MPs under their of the Local Government Service Commission and Local Government Staff Pension Board on Tuesday, 13th September 2023. The committee also met with the officials of the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters on Tuesday, 12th October 2023, and the report of the activities of those MPs from January to September 2023 were examined. That is page 12. Challenges and way forward. 1. Inadequate personnel. Need to deploy additional capable hands to the ministry and the local government service council. 2. Training and capacity building. Induction and training of elected political office holders as well as capacity building for staffs of the ministry and local government commission. 3. Funds. Access to funds would access to funds to actuate high level of productivity in the ministry. 4. Traditional rulers and harmonization. Regular meetings, constructive engagement and organization of workshop and seminars on harmonization and traditional institutions with modern system of governance. 5. Security challenges. Coordination of timely interventions. Recommendations 0.5 and 5.0. The officials for the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters, Local Government Service Commissions and Local Government Staff Pension Board, the committee hereby recommends for the approval of the House as follows. That 1. His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde be applauded for the giant stride recorded on the payment of pensions and gratitude for the pensioners in the state. 2. The executive arm of government through Local Government Service Commission should be commended for the construction of ultramodern secretarial office complex and that of 33 seaters auditorium staff training school. 3. The executive governor be urged to increase amount voted to the Ministry of Local Government Service Commission and Local Government Staff Pension Board to increase their performances. 4. All local government should ensure compliance with the provision of Section 19(2) of the Local Government Law of the State 2021 as amended, which empowers the House of Assembly to approve funds for construction and maintenance of roads, streets, lights, drainages, and all other public ways, parks, gardens, open space, and such other facilities that local governments may want to embark on. 5. Disposal, selling of leasing of local government properties should be stopped as we approach transition period of the local government level till the end extent of election to the local government. Approval such be given to the local government to employ lower cadre and outright phase out of the use of adult staffs in the local government system. And lastly, which is 7, funds should be urgently released to the local government to cater for the grading and maintenance of local and rural roads in their domain. Mr. Speaker, I beg to report.
My name is Honorable Otorama. I represent Oyo East, Oyo West, Oyo West. Yeah, I want to commend the committee for doing a very good work and for the recommendations. I want to strongly align with the recommendation 5, that disposal, selling, or leasing of local government properties should be stopped as we approach transition period at the local government level till after the election of local government. Mr. Speaker, there was a time that in my constituency that we discovered that the grader was somewhere outside the local government for about 6 months. The grader left Oyo town and they took it to Okegun. For over 6 months, there were a lot of calls and villagers were complaining, people were complaining and requesting for the use of the grader, and it was not available. So I want to strongly say that, one, the idea of sales, auction, leasing of these items should stop. And I also want to recommend strongly that under no condition, even after this period, under no condition should this vehicle be allowed to leave the perimeter of the local government or these properties. This property should be allowed to leave the perimeter of the local government. For whatever, if they have to, then there should be a clear instruction from the ministry or a permission from the ministry before they will be allowed to leave. Because when a situation in which the local government chairman will think he has such authority and they will lease our items to even other states, even to other interstates. This is not acceptable. So we must ensure that the items, the vehicles purchased for the use of a particular local government stays within that local government to serve the people within that local government. So Mr. Speaker, I want to commend the committee for a good work and I want to send my recommendation to be noted. Thank you very much, sir. In the resolutions.
The House will recall that in recent time, some chairmen of local government were even suspended in this house because of the manner they handle properties of the local government. Example is that of okay, that's annual local government. The local government material was handed over to people, even outside the position of the government, for something like a year and a half, and the money that would be accounted for was less than 200,000 naira. And that 200,000 naira was equally used to repair the damage to the property when it was lost. So, invariably, nothing can be so that the revenue, that was limited to local government. Besides, in most cases, most of these property were grossly undervalued when they want to sell it themselves. Grossly undervalued. When even they have any remittance at all, it is always grossly undervalued. So if you want to go out, if you don't take this action now, most of the property of the local government before the end of this year will have been found, will have been go to extinction.
So you're saying that they're ready to sell everything?
As the government of the final price.
Yes.
I know from my local government that the machine, I mean the earth moving machine that is meant for the local government is being rented out to the ongoing contractor who is handling the road project in my local government. And I'm very sure that the House Committee on Local Government has done their own bit in trying to investigate if idea that is accrued to the local government is being accounted for. So I can tell categorically that foul is not possible. And the reason this report is good at this point in time, because this will lay the template for the incoming local government administration in the state. Because this idea of a property that is meant for a particular local government being rented out without proper accountability will not be tolerated. We cannot tolerate it again in this assembly. So on that note, right honorable, I think the House Committee on Local Government who are going out for oversight will do us good by bringing reports on the states of some of these art-moving equipment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You know, the more people clamor for local government autonomy, is the more we see the inadequacies of either probably the system that we put in place, or maybe the people that we choose to be in such positions. Because notwithstanding, we have to do what we have to do in the state houses of assembly to curb the excesses of some of these characters within each of these local governments. In the last assembly, I remember that we investigated the situation with the earth moving equipment. We have a list of all the earth moving equipment and even some of the materials, and not just materials, also the equipment that are all over the local government. So what we say is that let us compare those. We know that the end of the tenure for local government is coming to a close. We as experienced, not just politicians, experienced lawmakers also, we understand the intricacies that can be when it comes to the end of the term. And in this case, there's a feeling that there might be an ongoing fire sale in none of the local governments. Everybody is just trying to sell whatever they have. I mean, that is what has come to light now, but it's very important for us to investigate without accusing wrongly. We have to investigate this situation, and if such is the case, we have to ensure that we put measures in place to curb that, or to put measures in place so that it can be done correctly in the proper manner as it should be done. So therefore, it's very important for us to compare notes from the last reports that we have from the local government, stating all the equipment, either earth moving equipment, vehicle equipment, whatever the properties of the local government is, and take inventory. Let's investigate what is on ground today versus what was on ground some months back or probably a year back, and compare notes. And I believe that the Committee on Local Government are, I think they are adequate enough, and they have the capacity to investigate this matter in a very neat way. We want a very neat report, straight to the point report. If properties have been sold in the last 1 year, let us know how much the properties were sold for. Let us know the account that the money was paid into. Also, we want to know. Not just that. Also, what we also would like to know is how long were some of these earth-moving equipment away from the local governments for? Oh, you said the equipment was away for 6 months. Okay, we believe that this is the going rate for lending a grader. This is the going rate for leasing out an excavator. And let's compare that to how long these equipment have been away for. And then let's see where the money was paid into. this thing we're talking about here is we're not doing it because maybe we belong to the same political party or we have the same political interests or we are aligned in the same way. No. We are doing it because we know that we're not going to be here forever. So whatever system that we put in place today is a system that the next government too will be forced to continue to use. So therefore, it is very important that the 10th Assembly sets legacies, not just in the local governments, all across, but we set legacies in place that we will speak even after us and that the administration and the government after us will be able to build on that. If truly we want autonomy for local governments, that means that it's our job to ensure that the system that we put in place, regardless of who comes, whether you put a goat in the position of a chairman or you put a professor in the position of a chairman, the system should be able to guide such individuals so that we will negate some of these mistakes that, not just mistakes, just people taking advantage of the system, we can negate that. So there's a lot of work that the local government should do, and as you say, and as I can see, as we can all see, that they show capacity in ensuring that they've come up with the reports. We asked for this report at the inauguration of the committees. The local government, the chairman and the members of the local government have shown capacity in submitting the reports as of today, and this is the first report. And this report is now bringing about some of the fundamental issues that are within the local government, and they cannot work on them. The same thing will happen for other committees if they bring their reports. Then whatever fundamental issues are within your MDAs and your supervisors, you'll be able to work on those fundamental issues to make for better governance generally, because that's our primary objective there. So please, I'll use this opportunity to encourage other chairmen and committee members to please bring the reports that we've asked for. The report is very simple. Go and do a general overview of all the activities happening in the MDA, the goals, objectives, what is happening in the MDA, and report back to the House the challenges, your recommendation to push the MDA forward. Better administration, better governance, and closing the loopholes and the gaps for for people to take advantage of the system. We need to build a better system. So to say that the recommendations within this report are generally accepted by the House, the chief member, to go out to investigate these things and then report back to the House on your findings. Preferably, maybe before the end of the year. Let's see if that can happen before the end of the year. So we know that the next year we're starting fresh from another. To accept and adopt the recommendations as within the report as tendered by the chairman of the local governments, chairman local governments and chief justices. Say aye. Aye. Those again say nay. The ayes have it.
As the chairman of local government and chieftaincy committee, you have undergone a series of investigation. In specific terms, what are the things that you have unraveled and what are your recommendations?
Oh, thank you so much. Pursuant to the directive of the House, for every standing committee to investigate and have interface with the MDAs, and that is the report that the committee brought back to the House. We engaged them and we saw a lot of lacunas. We saw some of the things that cannot be said on TV or media, but the report have covered it all. It is important we take a very big cognizance on our local government. We have seen a situation whereby why some are outgoing chairmen, all they are having in mind is just to sell the properties of the local government. We have gone to an extent that the moving equipment they are supposed to use for the state or their local government have been lent out to some other neighboring states. They have gone to the extent that even most of the things that they do, it was not even recorded. Some even have a guts to give out or dash out or even to sell the government property without a proper approval. We have seen a situation whereby the executive governor have done tremendously paying the pensioners money, And we have seen a situation whereby the government, local government money are being used judiciously to construct roads and some other things like that. But all in all, it is under our purview as the House and the Committee on the Local Government to make further investigation and recommendations to the executive so that we can have a very good local government administration that can give back to the people the way it's supposed to.
So, while presenting the committee report, you talked about some of these things that some of these local government that you visited did that were you couldn't mention them on the floor. Are there things that the House that has the oversight authority over local government administration putting in place to do to deter others from going ahead with similar conduct and activities?
Yes, we have a very robust institutional knowledge. That is why we have about 15 honorable members coming back. It's a different ball game for where we start from in the Ninth Assembly, and what we have put in place is that knowledge, that experience. You can remember vividly, in about 2 years ago, we went for an oversight that based on the moving equipment, and we have the data for those ones that are working and those ones that they wanted to repair and those ones that they are not even working at all. So we want to compare notes when we move out this time around. So we now move to resolve and send to the executive, which they are the policy makers, to ensure that they made things right. Those equipment are bought with the taxpayers' money, and we have put it upon ourselves to ensure that we investigate further to make things work for our people. There are measures in place. I may not disclose it as we have, but I assure you, you continue to see the results when the policymakers brings it up.
As diplomatic as you want to be while presenting your report to the executive, like how many of them have vowed and offended the state up to an extent that you recommend they should be removed from office?
According to the reports that we made, I think August last year, we thank you for that. We have a very good report to show that a larger percentage of them are not doing fine. I can say that, and it has been presented to His Excellency, and I can assure you that we are working on them. Recently, you see the rapid way of how we suspend. We go on investigation. There is no way we will be investigating you that you be on the scene, so that we can have a proper investigation. And that is the main cause of those people that, the chairman that we've been suspending and, we state back after the proper investigation. And you can see that their head that is not really straight before are really getting straight now. If you are indicted, definitely there is a cause for law, to take over the whole process. But I can tell you, the local government administration, under this administration, they are doing well, but we still need to make a work in progress.